Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Arie Lombardozzi.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal.
What's good there, Hopwolves? It's your boys, Todd and Arie, back after a small hiatus. Episode 87. We're here. Let's get it. Yeah, dude. I was going to say something else, but that's neither here nor there. It's been about a month or so since we've recorded. There's been a lot that's been happening for us. Got to take some sick vacation. I got to do some gigging. Why don't you kind of give us the brief rundown before we get into, as you know, the meat and potatoes. That wasn't The Rock, actually. That was Vin Diesel. I'm going to say that now because Vin Diesel's every character in Fast and Furious.
For the record. Get it straight. Went to Italy, your motherland. Had a fantastic time.
Yes.
Went to Sorrento area, the Amalfi Coast. So like the little heel of the boot, if you will. Had a fantastic time.
Hell yeah.
Limoncello for days.
Have to.
New favorite drink. I brought back a little tiny bottle, so I had some shots when I got back.
Aw.
Pizza, though, dude. You can get like a pizza size of my face for like $5, €5, if you will, which is probably less. Pizza for days. Limoncello for days. We got to swim in this awesome swimming hole, like at the tail end of the coast. It was like picturesque, like picture like this like circle carved out of the mountain with water in it, and then there's like a little tunnel out to the bigger ocean.
Hell yeah.
A dream. And that was the free beach to go to. The other beaches you had to pay to get on. And I was like, doesn't make sense. Make it make sense.
I mean, they're making sense.
Yeah. After that area, we did one day in Rome right before we flew back, and that was cool. So we got to see the Colosseum, which was
Were
dope.
you entertained?
I wish I was, but Russell Crowe was nowhere to be seen, which was sad.
It is sad.
R.I.P. to his character. Cue the music. Actually, I love that soundtrack. Maybe we can throw in a clip.
Soundtrack's dope. Movie's dope.
Yes. But I don't know. It was pretty cool to see that in person because it's huge. And you like think about just like all the people that were probably lining up to get in to see people chop their heads off. If that's not metal as fuck, then.
Yeah, that sounds sick. You start a new job too, which is also sick.
Thank you for bringing that up. I am focusing more on my beer than this information I need to share with y'all. Yes, I am back in news now, which is exciting. I work mornings again, which fucks up my sleep schedule a little bit, but I like having the rest of my day to do stuff once I get out around noonish, my time, Central Time in Austin, Texas.
Word.
And yeah, I'm hoping to be a little bit more active now, and I'm going to be less behind a computer screen, which is what I wanted. That's pretty much, now I get to be out and about shooting more. It's like editing has dropped by like 80-90% in my life.
Yeah.
Which is
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that's huge. I know you're in a better headspace too, which is always a plus. Which also means that we have more time for Brewtal too, which is most important here. We got a lot to catch up on, so but we need to get into the episode. I'm stalling here. Real quick, before we get into our beers, got to go to San Diego for the first time. That was fucking sick.
That's right.
I had the most expensive alcohol I've ever fucking had, and probably, I don't think I told you this, for like a rap party for what was happening. I was doing like a commercial gig for some mobile apps, which I've done in the past, but this was a bigger one, which is pretty sick. But anyway, long story short, my buddy bought a fucking $2,500 bottle of sake for the table, It was insane, dude. It was amazing. It was super smooth. Like,
I hope so.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I was definitely the drunkest person at that table because I also had like, I don't even know what kind of Japanese whiskey it was, because we went to a steakhouse we went to this place called Nobu, which I guess is a pretty big deal. And I'm not trying to flex. I'm still just like dumbfounded that this even fucking happened.
No, you fucking flex, man.
It was
awesome.
I was drunk as fuck, dude, on like high end shit.
People pounding the table, sake bomb.
No, probably would have got kicked out. It's too classy. But I do love a good sake bomb. That's especially if you put the shot glass like on chopsticks and let it drop. Fuck yeah. It was a cool experience. Like San Diego, I loved it out there. It was beautiful. I haven't been to California in like 10 years, so that was sick. Got to see Johnny Booth, which was awesome with your brother Polar Bear, Dan. So that was really cool. My short got into a film festival that I really wanted to get into, the Erie Horror Fest, which is fucking awesome. Much love to that. And Sky and I got to do like some museum exploring because they've been free like this whole last month. So there's been a lot of cool shit going on for both of us, and hopefully for all the Hopwolves out there. Hopefully it's on a high note for you guys. We're going to ride that high, but also get the lows with beer because it's a depressant. But we're not depressed this time.
Right.
There's more time for that later. Hopefully not anytime soon, but we're riding the high. Let's get into it. Start us off, beer breakdown. Boom. Glass shatters, beer everywhere. It's like that gif of Stone Cold with the milk in the fucking in front of the, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
that was a great day when he brought out that milk truck.
Yeah, it was.
For those that know. Yeah, I had to take a double look, man. I didn't realize your APV was so much higher than mine, but that's okay. You live and you learn.
I mean, it's just to be expected, I guess, at this point.
Well, let me float this on up here as I see your t-shirt over there.
Yeah.
You'll float. You'll see. Anyway, this is a sour ale that I don't often have, but it's growing on me. At first, I had a very serious pucker face that has calmed down. I need to calm down. I am drinking the pink lemonade from Martain House Brewing Company because what else would you expect from me at this point? I have become obsessed, a man obsessed. It's 5.2 ABV. Again, a sour ale with lemon and raspberries.
Oh, yeah.
It always makes me think of Silence of the Lambs when he says Benjamin Raspberry.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, is he saying raspberries? What is he saying? Anyway,
I don't even think Anthony knew.
Mm-hmm. It's a lisp from him accidentally biting his lip after.
Yeah.
Anyway, this brewery is from Fort Worth, Texas. It's been very noted in past episodes.
Basically, this whole year.
Yeah, I need to go up there. That's what really needs to happen. Is I need to visit the brewery, make a mini road trip.
Sponsor us.
Let me get one off the tongue to give it a little taste. Oh, that pucker face. If you let it hit the tip of your tongue, you're going to have a pucker face. This is as sour as sour can be. It's a punch in the face, honestly. But after drinking it for so long, I love this now. It's a grower, not a shower.
Hell yeah.
Lemon comes straight through, and the raspberry like rides right on top of it, which I love. And then on the back end is my favorite part, which is like making me tolerate this so much. It's pleasant, and it feels like you just drank pink lemonade on the back end. So kudos to the creator and kudos to the artist. Like, look at this fucking can art, man.
That's cool.
It looks like a glass of pink lemonade. They got scattered throughout some lemons and some raspberries with some ice cubes. I don't know what Arcel you would say, probably like hyper realistic or something.
Yeah. It feels like a pop art type of deal to me too, but like it's not pop art.
Okay,
we'll go with
Mr.
hyper-realistic.
Museum goer.
I was just at the Andy Warhol Museum yesterday, so like I got pop art on the brain.
I think you're right. I'm wrong. I don't know shit. Anyway,
not cultured.
I'm revealing how much this costs. That's okay. They have a little slab here that shows the name, what's in it, along with the logo, which I think is pretty cool. Just so you know, in case you just pick this up, you're like, who the fuck is this? Minimalistic stuff like this always pops out to me, and I love the colors. Like that, again, makes it pop. But let me get
pop
one more
art.
taste.
You got it.
See? Context clues here. I'm just doing this selfishly because I want to drink it again, but
keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, man, that just gets smoother as you go. I think your palate gets adjusted to the sourness, which is nice. And then it smooths down from there. And I chose this because it's so fucking hot here in Texas. That's honestly, we've had over like 45 consecutive days of over 100, which is a record, which is fantastic. But this made me think of summer, and I wanted to feature a summery beer. So here we go.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great, dude. I don't envy you in that weather. I was in Wisconsin a couple weeks ago, and it got one day to over 100. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. And luckily I was out that day, so it didn't really matter too much. But yeah, that's not fun. So we'll let it slide that it's fucking hot. Well, you still got summer on the brain. I'm already in full fall mode.
That's fair. I mean, it's September. If you're wondering, we're recording on 9/1, guys. So we're deep in it now, man. It's only heading towards Halloween from here on out. Although at the beginning of the year, that's the whole point, is to get to.
I mean, as soon as Halloween ends, it's basically just like the clock starts till it comes back again in our minds. Yeah. So yeah, to start it off, everyone loves having pumpkin beer in July, August. I do. I know it's not very favorited, which is fair. But at the same time, I don't fucking care because I want it. So I'm starting off this year for Brewtal with another. We're going back to like the tried and true breweries, and this isn't like it's not planned. It just fucking happens. I'm talking about Southern Tier again. Probably like the fourth or fifth time on the show. Probably more than that. But anyway, let me hold up the bottle. What we got here. So they have their pumpkin, their imperial pumpkin ale. So this is a new variant on it, and even if I wasn't into, like, I still want to try all of them, and I think I have tried all of them. So what we got now is the caramel pumpkin. Very fucking excited. I did have one of these already, and it was very tasty. So, I'm already going to recommend it, but it's also Southern Tier, and very rarely do I not love what they do. Anyway, let's get into what the label art's looking. So we have the king himself on here.
Yes.
Mr. Pumpkin. But this time he's donned, instead of his crown, he's got a fucking chef's hat, and he's got a whisk and an apron that's got some caramel. He's also yoked the fuck up. If dude, you can't see that,
thick unit with 2 C's, dude.
He's a thick unit for everyone listening, but also looking like very classy, like a very hipster pumpkin who's just been like in the throes of the kitchen.
He's got his jeans rolled up.
He does.
The bottom.
So I'm going to say like some docks going on too. So for all of the Southern Tier, I've mentioned this a few times anytime I have them, all their stuff looks about the same. But this one, obviously we have the pumpkin character himself, Pumpkin, sorry. So anytime you see these variants, there's always like a variation of the character. Like we also got Warlock, which is my personal favorite, and that's the stout, pumpkin stout. So I might bring that on next episode. We'll see. But anyway, so they have the same, like it's always like a color below and the black up top. So this one has like a caramely looking color to it and some like cool typography, if you will, for it. So I'm very excited to have this. And also, like, we got a fucking rebate from getting 2 like 4 bangers. So like it was like $5 off. Who's not stoked about that?
We're here about the deals.
The deals, baby. Hell yeah. So deals aside, Southern Tiers from Lakewood, New York, 8.6% ABV with 44 IBUs. I do miss the days that pumpkin used to be 10%. They dialed it back, but all of them are 8.6%. And Southern Tier tends to do that a lot. Like they'll stick with like a certain ABV, which is pretty cool. So that's no exception. 8.6 is a sweet spot for sure. Again, this is Imperial Pumpkin Ale, caramel, of course, caramel. Just to give you a little bit of the profile real fast, malts include 2 Roll Pale, Munich, C60, Debittered Black and Chocolate. They have CTZ hops, and this is all per the website. According to them, the aroma is smooth, rich, and luscious caramel that's intertwined with cinnamon, nutmeg, and pie crust notes to deliver a slice of pie heaven oozing with confectionery delight. A sticky, delicious twist on an old favorite. And then they also go on to say the King's Magical Court flourished with the alluring addition of caramel pumpkin. Savor the magical aroma of spiced pumpkin pie as it unites with the sweet enhancement of caramel in each sip. No matter how you celebrate the season, the brew is sure to leave you spellbound. Hell yeah.
Dude,
so
I am pumped king for this, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. As you should be. So holding up, I actually have a glass this time. I forgot that we have this two-hearted. Yeah, I know it's been too long. Give me the fiche. The bell's two-hearted. Yeah, it's got some nice caramel looking type of color to it, very ambery. But it looks like the bottle too. So it's got that like toastiness look to it. So again, like this is looking more amber on the screen. It's not that dark. It is lighter in person. Head was really nice. I love one of my favorite things about this, like the carbonation is on fucking point for everyone watching. I don't know. You can see like the bubbles are still rising, which is great. And the lacing looks fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love it, dude. So yeah, let's get one on the tongue here. Cheers, Hopwolves.
Go.
Oh, it smells so good, dude.
I'm hyped for you, dude.
You can smell it smells like a caramel pumpkin pie, which is great.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's nice is like I feel like it's gotten a little bit more spice heavy over the years. This one's got more going on than just like the pumpkin. But you do get that decadent taste to it. And that's one thing that Southern Tier really knows how to do is like when they've got like these weird flavors or like more like dessert type flavors, they really pump it. So it's almost always like sometimes it's too much. Like I could see people being like, this is too sweet or too spice heavy. I think it's a really good balance. Like I can still kind of taste all of it on my tongue right now, which is awesome. Yeah, you're getting the caramel notes, you're getting the pumpkin notes. It's got some nice. It's a little bit lighter too, which is cool. And sometimes with pumpkin ales, I have this issue with Warlock, and it's not like really an issue, but it does like dry my mouth out. So after a while, I'm just kind of like I need water. So this one is a little bit easier to drink. Good color, good combination, good taste. Yeah, I mean, I really like it, dude. You're getting all of what would be considered like a caramel pumpkin pie. And I would like to have this with pumpkin pie. I've never had that. So could be something for the future.
Yeah, the thing about that is awesome that you bring that up because I feel like that's a combo that needs to happen more often. Just like eating it with a pumpkin pie.
Would be good. It's one of those things because like pumpkin season is very like much love it or hate it. So if you hate pumpkin, you're going to hate it. If you love it, you're probably going to love it. You know, there's not a lot of in between when it comes to the pumpkin flavor. I'm basic, so give me all the pumpkin. Give it to me. I want it. Which, speaking of things that we want, we finally fucking got this. a lot of us have been wanting this for a long fucking time. We're talking about Job for a Fucking Cowboy. They're finally back. It's been 9 years. I honestly wish they would have waited for it to be 10 at this point. I just hate like odd numbers, which is my own shit. Anyway, they're fucking back, dude. Get into it. Like, tell us a little bit about what the boys and JFAC have been doing.
Dude, first track in 9 years, like you said. Cue the Titanic gif of it's been 84 years because it's felt like 84 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you look at Sun Eater, which I'm just going to say now is my favorite album from them. And you look at that date next to it on Spotify and you're like, 2014, Jesus.
It's been a hot minute.
No, they've been busy. They've been doing other stuff. They've been recording this. And it's not just this. There's an album coming, guys. So get ready. The new track, it's called The Agony Seeping Storm. It's got a trippy new music video along with the artwork as well. It's like a hand with an eye and some chick with her tits out at the bottom.
Classic.
Here's some insight from vocalist Johnny Davey. He says the track gives a slice of our upcoming concept record. Regarding the video, the band collaborated with extensively director K. Hunter Lumar, in parentheses, Digital Mile. That's who he's known for.
Nice. While
their bassist, Nick Shenzilos, that's my best attempt. We're going to go with it. He co-directed this. The concept was inspired by a close friend who embarked on a relentless quest for profound enlightenment, hence the hand with the eye, through the incessant abuse of hallucinogenic drugs. Is that all making sense to you? It is. Hey. However, as they delved deeper into their religious-like experimentation, they began exhibiting symptoms of bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. So we're talking about a bad trip now, guys. They came to believe that they could access an alternate esoteric reality through hallucinogenic intoxication. That sentence alone just sounds JFAC as fuck.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how their lyrics are. Where they encountered Gnostic and biblical figures and imagery. These songs reflect their thoughts, ideas, and experience. Dude, I am shocked I did not slur any of those words because this beer
was really good.
It's hitting me.
I could see it.
Yes. I've also been up since like 2 a.m., guys, because my schedule. So let's go, baby.
Hallucinogenic intoxication.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Like I said, my favorite album is Sun Eater, but Arie, yours is.
I went back and listened to them all.
Nice.
Just because it's been a minute. Ruination. I forgot how fucking sick that album was. It was the first, I think the real first departure from like the deathcore sound. Like Genesis did have that, but that had a lot more doomy elements, which makes sense being Doom, the first EP. And I do love Genesis, and that's the one that I fell in love with JFAC like in its entirety. Of course, like Doom was the first outing. I mean, I fucking did a deathcore presentation in high school and made people like I made the class listen to Bearing the Serpent's Lamb in class. So that is a very special place in my heart. Anyway, Ruination, that is just like banger after banger. Like it's relentless, dude. Up until like Ruinate, like the title track, but like even then, like it gets hot and heavy. And I really like the direction that they're in now. Like I do like the tech debt that they're doing, especially like this is a good, I was telling Todd, I was like, I feel like this is a good bridge between like Demonocracy and Sun Eater. The new track is.
Absolutely.
But to me, JFAC is always going to be like pre like Sun Eater type deal. And Ruination just, I mean, dude, bangers like Summon the Hounds, Regurgitated Disinformation, fan favorite, aka my favorite, Constitutional Masturbation. They're all bangers, dude. But not to say that like I love Sun Eater. I like listening to Sun Eater when I just want to like kind of get lost in my thoughts. So I feel like this is going to be what the new album is. I am low key disappointed, and I saw this on a Reddit thread that they don't have the cow skull on like the artwork.
Yeah.
This is but they also didn't have it for Sun Eater, so like that makes sense. But
That
I
is
kind
true.
of, and I guess they didn't really have it on Demonocracy. Now that I'm thinking about it, they haven't had it in a long time, but it
Well, you're
still
sa-
makes me sad.
What you're saying is we never got to say goodbye.
We didn't, and I'm upset about that. But I'm not upset about this track. Since we're going into the albums and the CBB, I'm gonna say this is my favorite track of the week.
Same here, man.
It is a
I had it
journey.
on loop.
Yeah, when it came on again today, I'm like, man, I've listened to this like fucking 10 times at least this week.
I have one pet peeve, and I wish that they would have raised the bass in the mix a little bit more like they did on Sun Eater, but they toned it down a little bit, and I understand why, but like I love to hear it.
I mean, that was one of the other things that I saw like the most. So like I'm glad that they let Nick like do whatever the fuck he wants for these songs. Like he's just walking all over. It's jazzy as fuck. I don't know. I really loved it. I know you really loved it. I saw some people saying it was pretty mid, which I don't agree with, but like, you know,
Those are
everyone's
the
entitled to
motherfuckers that like all this performative deathcore. And no, like let's return back to the roots.
Yeah, I think this is the best thing that they could have came back with, and I can't wait for the album. I love the song. The video is fun as fuck too, as trippy as you would expect it to be. Maybe even a little bit less than what I was expecting, if I'm honest. Like I was hoping for like some Norbert. Wow, I'm blanking. The director that does all Darko shit. That's what I was anticipating. But I'm not mad about it. I really like the video. It's sick. Speaking of things that are sick, we're going to keep the ball rolling, train moving, whatever you want to do. We're going to get into the albums that dropped. Let's do it. First, we're starting off with Bitter Breath. Oh, how carefully we collapse, which just makes me think of Fit for an Autopsy. It's really the O part, but anyway, that's starting it off. And then finally, I forgot that this was coming out this week. So thank you, Todd, for putting this on there. Dead Awake with their Feral EP, which was supposed to come out a couple months ago. I know they had some complications with it, but very fucking excited to jam this. Then we have Dissect with Shadows Follow. I almost said Shadows Fall because I'm fucking primed.
It's so close. Yeah.
It's so close. That's an EP. And then we have Empire State Bastard with Rivers of Heresy. I didn't realize this, but the lead singer is the same guy from Biffy Clyro.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah. So that it's pretty much like him and like the guitarist or like the guy that's writing the music whose name's escaping me. Like they wanted to do like the heaviest shit that they could besides like Biffy stuff. So like this is what they came up with. So it's really fucking cool and it's weird as fuck. Keeping it moving, we have Legends Exhumed with Beyond the Dead, Brewtal alumni Fiends with Insolent Noise. That album's fucking fantastic. Congrats on that, boys. Glay, I think is how you say it. GLAE with their album Deception. Then we have Glacieret with Hyper EP, God's Farm with Disdain Metropolis EP, Heartbound with their Pace EP, Lost to the Void with Embrace in Disgust. I didn't realize this was like an actual album. I saw like the new single drop, but then Todd put the album like, oh, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Other Legends, Marduk with Memento Mori, Outer Gods with A Kingdom Built Upon the Wreckage of Heaven. Fuck yeah. Polaris with Fatalism. This is it's a bittersweet moment for the Polaris camp, which we'll get into in a little bit here. Rat Trap 520 with Sick Business EP. I'm excited for that one. That sounds awesome. Repentance with The Process of Human Demise. Soen with Memorial. Splutter with From Where We Are, the Starting Point of Sound. I don't know why I have a hard time saying that one, but that album also fucking rips. VAC, I think is how you say it. VAK with The Islands, and Villanova with ... A Way Out EP. So begs the question, friend, what did it for you this week?
Well, I need to finish my homework, if you will. I've actually only listened to one album, and it just so happened it came out a little earlier than the others this week, but it's the new Splutter album, dude. From the artwork, man, it looks like a horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
Their aesthetic, they're kind of going a little Slipknot with the aesthetic, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah.
And their sound, it's like loathe mixed with new metal. On their Facebook page, they put like new gaze.
Nice.
Which I'm all for. Ever since Loathe dropped their album that everyone knows, like, I feel like there's been a gap of like, I mean, you could say Mood Ring has filled that a little bit, but like, other than that, like, there hasn't really been anyone to kind of mimic that sound. And I'm totally fine with them mimicking the sound. They do it in their own way. The album flows. There's a lot of cool interludes. There's almost like a breakbeat song. And I think they're from Russia. I'm not entirely sure.
They're definitely not from the US.
Yes. But I just became enthralled with the album. Like, I was like all in once I started listening to it. And it's sprinkled with a lot of singles they have released before, but now it's in this package with some new songs. And I love it. I love the flow of it. So that's it for me. Like, that's the one I'm going with, just because that's the one I listened to. But I fell in love with it, so it's not just a cop out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great pick. When you sent that over to me, I was also enthralled with it. It's a very fun album. Yeah, the whole like new metal, shoegaze, it's all there. It's great. It's a real, and it goes heavy. It's a heavy album too.
I was gonna say Taylor Barber, Left to Suffer. He's got the best feature on that album, and that's the heaviest track. So good.
It is. That whole album is phenomenal. Really good pick. For your boy, I had to go with Polaris. Not just because in the light of RIP legend Ryan Sue, even if he were still with us, I would have still went with this album because it's fucking awesome, dude. I think this might be their best album yet. I listened to it once, but like, I listen to a lot of like new music when I'm walking Luna, my dog, on Fridays. And like, there was a few tracks on there that I thought were like the closing tracks because of like how epic they were. But then it just kept going. And it's like, how are y'all ending this? The last track, which is escaping me, is like a banger. It's a lot of emotion, not just because of Ryan not being with us anymore, but it hits even harder because of that fact. Like, there's a lot of it's called fatalism. Like, it's all about like basically things that you cannot control. So it's a really emotional album, but this is like peak metalcore. It's fucking awesome. I love it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I think you're gonna love it. Yeah. You're gonna love it. But yeah, other standouts. The Outer Gods album is fucking killer. It's a heavy jam for sure. But UK scene is thriving, dude. And then the Empire State Bastard. I was not expecting that, but I really loved what I heard so far. So those are like the standouts. But I'm super stoked to listen to Dead Awake and Lost to the Void. Those two in particular are going to be spun after this. And again, speaking of spinning, we got a heavy certified brutal bangers, the CBB. Let's get into it, dude. Take us into the heavy.
All right, man. We have our certified brutal bangers playlist. We're starting off with Harvest the Lost with their song Paracusia. I had to put it at the top, dude. There's some sick screaming on this track, and it goes heavy as fuck. Of course, got to start it off right. After them, we have Soil Birth. I've never heard this band before, but they just released a track, Odium Totus. It's probably Latin for something.
Fair.
Next up, we have Eyes of a Killer. They're a deathcore band, and they just released their new track, Vile. I believe they're from New Mexico, which is dope.
Yes, I saw that.
And great band name. So,
yeah, it is.
They deserve to be on this list.
They do.
Next up, this band is crazy, and their lyrics are even better. In Demoni, and the song that recently released. There's so many other ones that you need to check out, but this is Michael Gang Bangalo.
Yeah, dude.
Just check out the single cover art just to get a sense of what this band is going for. I love the humor mixed in with the heaviness. So we're gonna put it on the list.
Yeah.
After that, this band is deserving of your attention. They are putting out some awesome stuff. I Satan. They just released Death Preacher, and this is featuring Travis Bartosek of Abiotic. That's how you say that word.
Yes.
Great feature. Great. I think this is only their second track, right?
And they don't have many out.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
After that, Job for a Cowboy. Come on. The Agony Seeping Storm. It's a perfect slot because right after this, we have a Brewtal Online that fits right in there. Eyes of Perdition with their new song, Drywall. So happy this release. We were waiting for this one for a bit.
Yes.
Next up, we have Mark of the Altar. This is a new one for me with their Fate Accompli. That's probably Latin for something too.
Yeah.
After them, we have Flower Tomb with End Obscurity. That's a great one. Next up, Our Demise. This is featuring Matthew Daly of Sedative with their track Vultures. Then we have The Cartographer, and this is featuring Josh Davies of Monasteries. They just released a new album, Ominous. Top 5 this year, guys.
It's incredible.
Yes. I love his highs, dude. And his singing. Is that him singing on the record?
I actually don't know.
I don't know either, but whoever's singing in the band, you are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Cartographer, check them out. They're doing great things too. They just released this song called Deathbed. After that, we have We Are Perspectives with their song Aborning. After that, we have Await the Desolation with their song Ascension. Then we have Awakeness, a lot of A's here, with their song Empty Shells. I need to listen to all these for sure. I haven't checked these out just yet.
They're good.
Just little samples. After that, we have Chakran, which is awesome. It's been quite some time since that album that they dropped.
Yeah.
This is a new single. It's called Throth, The Silent Witness. I love that. After this, we have Cauldron. This was a surprise track for me. I actually really recommend this track. It's called Rejection Pact. I don't know how to describe them other than just fucking heavy. So check
That's
them
a good
out.
description.
After them, we have Grasping at the Shadow. Arie let me know about this band with their song Usurpant. After them, we have Forked Tongue featuring Gumscab. I haven't heard of either of those bands, but their song is called Exit Strategy. So go check that out. Last but not least, here's the last two. We have Deadweight 80 with their song Disorient. And then we have Absence of Despair with Heart to Heart. Some singing on that track, but honestly, it goes heavier than the singing.
Yeah.
And deserves to be on this list. It's a great way to close out this awesome playlist. This begs the question. Of course, we're going to both say JFAC, but beyond that, what tickled your fancy?
It's a lot of good ones, dude. Eyes of a Killer really stood out. And I thought this was like an older band, but they're very new.
Yes.
And I think I was just primed because of the Suicide Silence track. It's not Eyes of a Killer, but like that's one of the lyrics. Or maybe I'm thinking anyway, maybe think of Suicide Silence. I'm blanking right now. And they kind of have that like that MySpace deathcore era sound to it. So that's awesome. They also have Masks, which I wasn't expecting. But that track rips. The Chakran one was really cool. I constantly forget about that band, but they're so sick and they have a lot of really cool flair to them. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited that they're back. The Grasping at the Shadow was also one that I didn't really like. I'd never heard the band before, but they have a violinist in it. And I don't know if they always have a violinist, but there's a lot of things that they're doing that I hear a lot like in other deathcore bands that are like, because it's orchestral, like it is part of an orchestra, but it's all real time, which is fucking cool. And so those one, of course, we have to shout out Eyes of Perdition, Brewtal, Drywall fucking rips. I mean, there's a lot. Another one I really liked that I wanted to point out was the Flower Tomb and Obscurity. Their lyrics, it was all like, it reminded me of like Gojira if they were deathcore. Basically, it was all about the planet, basically. And I feel like you don't get that a lot in this genre, this subgenre. So that was pretty cool. That was exciting. But yourself, what are some of the other ones that stood out to you?
The Harvest the Lost track that we started with. Yeah, once I heard it, I was like, shoot that up to number one.
Yeah.
And then the Cartographer song, just because of the feature. I am a big Josh Davies fan, so hearing him on that it just makes me want to listen to their album more. But I'm not taking away from the Cartographer. They're doing great things. Go check them out. And that's it, man. That's the end of our list. It is on Spotify. Go check it out. It's going to be up for the next week or so. Get through your weekend. Get through next week with it. We don't have a feature today, but that's okay. It's going to be all right. If you're listening or part of a band, please DM us. Like, we'd love to hear you out. We'd love to listen to your stuff. It takes an approval from both of us to get you on the show, but that just means that we really like your music and we're willing to talk about it and love to talk about it.
That's it. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the above. We have a YouTube channel. We're going to be entering phase 2 of Brewtal, and that means a few things. You don't know what it is, but we know what it is. So you'll see it.
What it means.
No one knows. It's provocative, gets the people going. So we have a lot of cool things that we want to get the ball rolling on. I know we always kind of say that, but it is high time for phase 2. Phase 2 just sounds sick as fuck too. So that's exciting.
It's like Marvel.
That's what made me think of it. But it's like, I don't want to be Marvel, but like, I guess kind of, because
we don't want to be DC right now.
I don't want to be DC. That's for sure. So we'll take Marvel. And with that being said, cheers, Hopwolves. Thanks for hanging out with us. Jam some heavy shit. Drink some good shit. Until next time, friends, stay brutal.